So let's just clear the space and make sure we're in alignment.
Yes.
For
good
podcast vibes. Save you guys too, you know, the whole thing. This shit burning. I have to be angled this way and you're angled this way.
Right.
But we'll look at each other. How does it look when we look at each other? This is good. No, this is perfect. Are you good? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Indigo Podcast. I'm your host, Diana Min.
And I'm your co-host, Omizi Omar. I tried to be funny, but
I like Omizi. It's cool.
Yeah, Omizi. Omizi from the 619 Easy.
I know. It's been a while since we've recorded an episode. I think it's just we've been so busy.
Yes, 100%.
Just working, creating, and doing so much. But I'm happy to be back in the vibes with you.
Yeah, in the energy, in the energy circle, in our thinking tank, you know?
Yeah.
I think everyone's on the same page when they're trying to close off 2019.
Yeah.
Like, huge. Like, I've been stacking chips.
Yeah? Yeah, what have you been up to?
Oh, man, I've just been really focusing on Black Wolf Media, which is my production company that I want to start producing shows, series that pretty much anyone and everyone, entrepreneurial, anything that has any background of like a passion, of artiste or anything. I want to expose, or not expose, what's the word I'm looking for? Share that with their followers. So anybody that has that writer's block, I'm coming in. I'm like, yo, you need microphone, lights, background?
Yeah.
Come holler at me.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And it'll be series by Black Wolf Media. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Netflix. You give me, you come with your movie idea, I produce it, then it's a series or a movie by Black Wolf Media.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on. I got 3 series coming out. Cooking with the Coolest Chef. Mm-hmm. And also This Is Me, which is kind of like an interview type series, which asks a couple questions about social media in today's society. Mm-hmm. And the other one is To Be Determined. Mm-hmm. And that'll come later. And then obviously working on the podcast with you. Yeah. Yeah. So what you been up to? I know it's been a minute.
I just honestly want to say that is so important right now. Like your field like of media and content creation, especially in this like Instagram heavy world that we live in, is like everybody needs content.
Yes. 100%.
I need content. That's why we're here.
Right,
we make content. Everybody needs your service.
Yeah. And
so it's like such an amazing time to be coming up in this field right now. And like, I'm going to be honest, not even as your friend, but like you have a true talent for it.
Thank you.
And you have an amazing creative eye for it. And like, I've been watching your new content that you've been creating and I'm like, damn.
You know what I mean?
This shit look legit.
I'm the next Netflix.
For real. So if anybody's needing anything media related, content related, Omar is your guy. You already know.
Appreciate y'all. Shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
What else you been working on?
Oh man, I've been working on so much. So I'm so excited to be sharing that I am just in like pure creation mode as you've been, you know, like you said, like closing out 2019, it's just been such a rush of energy that's been like flowing through of like creative inspiration and all that stuff. So I am, I've created my coaching program, which I've been actively coaching now. And I think it's something that has been long overdue for me because I have always been a coach intrinsically, naturally. That's who I am. I'm a teacher. I'm a leader, you know, I'm a speaker. And I think I've just finally stepped into my role of like, you know what? I do have enough knowledge and wisdom to start really helping people improve their lives and really become a leader in this space and really owning my voice and owning my experiences and using that as a torch to help others. And so finally stepping into that role and being empowered in that space, right? And having confidence to do so. And then I've also been in the middle of creating this retreat that is a sacred medicine retreat, something that people have been asking for a long time. And you know that I you know, coordinate and organize sacred ceremonies, you know, for years, but to really create like an immersive 3-day retreat that really allows people to dive deep into this work and this multi-dimensional space and really work on so many aspects of their being, right? Their energetic space, but then also like how it affects their personal and their relationships and of course their business, and so as I've been navigating this entrepreneurial space, really understanding that like being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, as you know, it's a spiritual experience.
It really is. It really is.
You are faced with so many aspects of your own limiting beliefs, of your own insecurities, and they get like projected out into your business
100%.
And like how you operate your business. And it's like, wow, like you don't realize like, damn, maybe I don't believe in myself. Like you really start like questioning yourself, but then you're like, wait, like why did I set off in this path to be an entrepreneur? Well, maybe because being an entrepreneur will actually help you expand spiritually because they're one and the same.
Right.
And, I have a lot of entrepreneurs that come into my sacred spaces to sit in ayahuasca ceremonies and to do this work. And the feedback that I've gotten from them is that it's helped them expand not only in their, personal life and their relationships and as a person, but then it's helped expand their business and reach higher levels of abundance.
That's dope.
And so I've kind of really understood that too. I know you're aware that we had an ayahuasca ceremony 2-3 weeks ago now.
Yes.
And it was right smack in the middle of me in this like creative space, right? Where I'm like really building this business as a coordinator. And I got all of these messages from ayahuasca regarding business, and it was like really funny. I want to share some of that with you. I hope that there'll be of value to you and of value to our audience and everybody that's watching. So I went into my first ayahuasca ceremony was on December 6th. My first as in like this month. Everybody knows I've been sitting a lot. But on Friday, and I was coming into this space where I'm like, okay, like I'm like working really hard on this retreat and I like really want people to attend, and I've been like pushing really hard, making content, flyers, what I mean? Like trying to get as much exposure as possible. And ayahuasca was just like, you're trying too hard. And I was like, what?
Sometimes you need that harsh reality.
Yeah, she's like, you're trying so hard and you're holding it apart from yourself, where it's something external that I want to achieve. And then I realized, I could feel like these muscles like in the back of my neck and like in my shoulders, and they're always super tense. Like I'm always like really clenched like this because I'm like, that's like the energy of trying, right?
Yeah, it really is.
And it seems counterproductive because like we're as humans, like we're very action oriented,
right? And
we get into this space of like, okay, the more effort I put in and the more force I come at it with, the more results I'm gonna get. Right. And especially being like a doer and being a New Yorker and being like an aggressive person sometimes, I get into this space where I'm just like, I'm like, I'm gonna power all the way through and break down these walls. And like what she showed me was that like, the energy of trying so hard, where I'm trying to live in my purpose, I'm trying to be of service, I'm trying to achieve this goal, and it's like I'm actually like pushing it farther away. Right. And she was just like, the purpose is not achieving an outcome or achieving results, but the purpose of joy is joy. The purpose is experience. Right. And she told me to just relax. And then I would catch myself at certain parts of the ceremony where I'd like go back into it and start like trying to reanalyze and trying to try. And she'd be like, relax. Like she would just be like, let it go. Like stop trying, relax. And so the whole rest of the ceremony, like I was just kind of, I was chilling. I was like, just like vibing to the music and really feeling into the frequency of enjoyment and relaxation. And releasing this need to try so hard and kind of coming to a space of like trying easy. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people kind of lose that, they they lose what is the whole point and the purpose of them following something they're so passionate about. Because we want to do it so perfectly. And that's something that I know that I was like, we're not going to have fun yet. We're not going to have fun yet. We have to get it like this, like this, like this. For it to come out like this, we need more light. To come out like this, I need the $800 mic. No, you don't. You need $6 mic. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that is all part of the journey. Is realizing that as much as you put into the thought of making like the best perfect retreat, or the best perfect series, you'll end up like really holding yourself back because you forgot you're doing this for fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just, they have to see joy exude off of you, which makes them want to join you or join anything that you're a part of, like retreats and ayahuasca ceremonies, because
or coaching.
Or coaching, because when people see you being, then they want part of that, because a lot of us aren't being. You know what I mean? We're just there.
We're trying.
We're trying.
We're trying to be.
Yeah, we're trying to be. So I know that was, from my experience with ayahuasca, was to let go. And to let go of what was, start focusing on what is now. And it was being present at all times. Not, reliving everything or thinking about the failures or dang, it took me 2 years to get here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. And I know it's very hard to not compare, but ayahuasca really freed me from all those, like, what would you call that? It's the word I'm looking for, not
like limiting beliefs?
Yeah.
Yeah, insecurities, comparisons, and judgment, self-judgment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, no, if you don't have 3 lights, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't start the series.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's true because, us being perfectionists and us wanting to, provide the best service possible, we think that we have to live up to these expectations, but there are our own internal expectations, and when we don't reach that, expectation that we set for ourselves, then we self-condemn and we get down on ourselves. And that's really when I had to understand, really analyze, how I'm speaking to myself, and how I treat myself when I don't reach my expectation. And it's like, I beat my own self up.
Right.
And it's like, then you become your own worst enemy, and you're the reason why you're not getting somewhere, because you're just sitting there judging yourself when no one else is judging you.
Right.
Whether we have $600 mics or we have whatever it is, it's the act of the creating that should be the goal of the joy and the fun. Like you said, it should be fun. Yeah. And not only that, but it's you actually enroll more people because you're embodying this frequency of joy and abundance and fun, and you're inviting people into that vibe. Yep. If you're coming from a place of it's not good enough, well, guess what? People think that it's not good enough. So it is you are the creator of your reality, and you are the creator of your business. And your business essentially is just an external reflection of your own internal worth and value. And 100%. It's so crazy when we realize how powerful we are in whatever it is that we want to create. And so when I got into the second night of ayahuasca, really diving into, why do I try so hard? Why do I feel this need to try so hard, to prove myself, to achieve something, and to be acknowledged by this, either my peers or God or whoever, you know what I mean? The world, myself, right? And it was I dove down into the basement of my being. And I mean, I know we've talked a lot about diving deep into the layers of our souls and stuff like that, but I got to the bottom. The motherfucking bottom, where I was I've never been here before.
The fucking place.
Yeah. And I got there, and I was literally I was inside of my operating system, you know what I mean? And where I could see the cogs turning and all of this stuff going, like the inside of a clock, right? And I came down like a project manager, and I came up in there, and I was this is not sustainable.
Clear out.
I was like, we need to rework this whole thing, because I saw that like I was operating from this place of like insecurity, and like the foundation in which everything that I was building from was like on this like shaky ground. Therefore, anything I was building on that space was gonna be insecure and shaky and not sustainable.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I saw this like black like pulsating ball. It was so dense. I could feel how dense it was. But it almost also looked like a fetus, like a child in fetal position, but it was I couldn't even tell, but it was pulsating like these black waves out, right? These dark energy.
Picturing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got imagination.
Yeah. And when I realized what it was like this core fucking belief that I'm only loved conditionally. That I can only be loved, valued, acknowledged, and worthy when I prove myself.
Got you.
To God or to my peers or to my colleagues or to myself, that I am capable, that I have all these abilities. Like I felt like this deepest layer of like, okay, if I get to this threshold, then I will be worthy of abundance.
Right.
Then I will be worthy of success. Then I'll, and it was like this little girl that was like, am I good enough yet? Is this valuable to you?
Right.
Like, do you see me? Can you acknowledge me yet? Am I lovable yet? And it was like, from being a child that was, with abusive parents, that like, when you did something good, you were loved.
Yeah.
And when you didn't please them, you weren't loved. And so
that's deep.
Right. And so from this conditional place, shit. I've been operating my entire life, where it's like, okay, I'm not worthy yet until I get this. I'm not going to be good enough yet. I'm not going to be abundant yet. When in reality, what I saw was that like I laid my soul in front of God, and I was just like literally like releasing all of this pain of like deep unworthiness, and releasing all of this self-doubt and insecurity of not being good enough to receive all that's already mine. Like what God really showed me, what ayahuasca really showed me, was that you've always been loved unconditionally. You've always been good enough. You've always been worthy as you are. I love you as you are. You don't have to do anything more or be anything more than what you already are.
That's that love, boy.
To receive everything that is already yours.
That's facts.
And to really release this self-judgment, right? And allow the freedom of allowing this magical, mystical life force to flow through your abundance, your success, all of it. It's already there. It's outside the door that you've kept shut because you didn't feel you were worthy enough to open the door and receive it 100%. Yet. And when I allowed that to flood in, I felt all of it. And I was like, oh my God, I've possessed it this whole time.
That's amazing.
It's already here, but I kept looking for it out there.
Right.
And that's why I was never finding it.
That's a trip, man. That's the same. It's like we're going through the similar growth and just coming out of how we used to be versus how we are now. And it took us to this point because we had to expose what was holding us back. Why were we not accepting of all the gifts the universe were trying to give us? And I even told myself, I made a promise to myself to start paying attention to those universal messages. Yeah. And that's when I went to the ayahuasca ceremony after you asked me for 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and that was the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like I can't tell you how much that changed my life, like for the next level better, like spiritual, mental, like we know you've been working on yourself mentally, reading books, going through these programs, coaching programs, whatever. But like you said, there's still something deep down in the core that ayahuasca can release. And ayahuasca healed that for me. Yeah. And it brought me to where you're pretty much talking about, where as soon as you allow the gifts of the universe to come in and flood in, that's when you start to win and realize that you are good enough for everything that you're receiving. You dig? Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I feel like now that I've focused on doing instead of worrying about the outcome. Yeah. And always like, oh, it might not do good. You know, all those things. But I want that. I want that energy to I guess what I'm trying to say is I want all the things that come with producing series. Yeah. But I'm afraid to produce it if I don't get that outcome. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you release the outcome. Right. And find more joy in the creation. Exactly. And through finding joy in the creation, the outcome is automatically successful. Yes. Because like I feel like I honestly, to be real with you, honestly, right now, even the trailer that I put out for this, it like I watch it over and over because I'm like, it's not good. But I was like, that was amazing. That's a trailer. Yeah. 15 seconds. And I don't know what it is. I guess maybe because I look at the material the most. Yeah. And I'm still always. We're our biggest critics. We are. You know? I have to like bring it back. Like you said, there's people on YouTube with androids. With a huge following, getting them $26 million a year. And we're over here like this. No, I don't want to do it on my phone because this, that, and the other. Release the need to be perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Release the need to measure up to whatever expectations you have of yourself and allow yourself to feel the joy of creation, because in that joy, success is already achieved. Not only is it achieved, it's inevitable. Oof. You know? Beautiful. And so you really find yourself not really focused on the outcome. And I think I had to release that too, because I was really focused on, I need to create a really good retreat. I really need to create a really good coaching program. I really need to create this and this, you know? And because I was, again, that act of trying, right? Like you're holding it apart from yourself. And so once I really let it go, I realized that that's kind of where you allow the things to flow in. So when I took a break, I went to Miami for a week and I went there to work on my coaching program, but I really went there to just relax and like need that. And and we don't realize that like relaxation, rest, nourishment is such a huge part of the creative process. That's very true. And with going to relax and take a vacation for a week, I actually ended up signing up like an abundant amount of people with like when I came back. That's dope. And it was crazy because it was the moment I let it go, things started just clicking. Right. And I was just like, oh, that's how that works. Like literally one day I was like, I'm gonna take a break from it today. I'm gonna go to yoga and I'm gonna like just chill and relax. And then I ended up like signing up 3 people that day. That's dope. And I was like, oh, that's how it works. So we think, again, that we're like, okay, the harder I work, the more results that I'm going to get. Or like the harder I push against resistance, the more results I'm going to get. But you know what? It's actually more about getting yourself into energetic alignment and getting yourself in a good place, a feeling good place, and feeling already accomplished, and then releasing it to the universe. Because a lot of times we're trying so hard because we don't trust that the universe is there to support us. You're right. And we don't feel that God, you know, ayahuasca, whatever spirit is going to be there and support our creation and support our efforts and support our dreams. So we're like, okay, I'm the only one carrying it, so I got to fucking do it myself. That's not true. Right. And for a long time, it really took me a hard time to believe that, because you and I, like, we had similar growing ups, you know what I mean? So we're just like, well, I'm out here on my own. Exactly. I got to be the one. I'm doing it. I'm doing. Who else is going to do it for me? Right. Releasing that effort into spirit, into God, into whatever you want to call it, the universal energy that wants us to receive every single thing that we want. Like the universe finds joy in giving us everything that we ask for. That is the truth. Because in us expanding, in us finding joy, we actually contribute to the overall joy and collective consciousness of the universe. When we expand, it expands. Oh my
Because we
God.
are it. It is I. So it is you, right? It's like tapping into the unconditional love and abundance that we already possess.
Right.
And allowing that to flow through us and releasing this control to feel like we're the only ones carrying it, because we're not. And I've really seen that in the way that, like, when I've released control, like, I'm actually making more money. I'm actually finding more enrollment. I'm finding, that people really see the value once I've seen the value within myself. Like, have you experienced that?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of, my photography business, at least the first 2 years of my 3 years of being a professional or freelance photographer, I've had a lot of issues with charging people. And because usually a lot of people that want to show you support are usually your friends. And as much as you don't want to charge them, I know for a fact, I've had this experience before, obviously, because I'm coming from experience, is that every time I say 100, they say, I'll pay you 150. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So they helped me see my worth as much as I couldn't see it myself. But I also felt like, since I was new to it, that I should be offering cheaper prices.
Right.
But it's not that at all.
Right.
Your skill set could be better than the guy who charges $300 an hour.
Right.
And you could be in the first year.
It's all about your own self-worth.
Exactly.
It's how you value your service.
Exactly.
And I think, like, especially me too, like, coming from, like, this place of, like, okay, I'm a new coach, I'm creating this retreat for the first time, where, like, as I was, like, telling my prices, like, I could feel that, like, my own perception of scarcity and lack and poverty was being reflected in the clients that I was receiving.
Right.
Because people would be like, oh my God, that's so expensive, or it's too much. And I'm like, and then I would start believing it. I'm like, is it expensive? Is it too much? And then I'd be like, no. Like, the value that I am giving is worth this energetic exchange. Like, money is an energetic exchange. And other people don't realize that it's like, once I started coming into, like, this is what I'm worth, this is what the value that I'm giving, and it is set at this price point, and, like, being confident in that, then I found people were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah.
1,000.
And I was like, oh, it's all a reflection.
It really is.
Of our internal worth and value. And not needing someone else to validate, okay, yeah, I get to get charged this much, right? I have to get paid this much. And it was it's definitely a journey of self-love and self-worth. And that's why I feel like entrepreneurship and business is such a spiritual experience, because you really have to sit there and do the energetic work of loving yourself, of valuing yourself, valuing your service, having confidence in your skills and your ability, for then other people to be like, oh shit, I see that.
And it usually happens, I feel like it happens when they realize you don't have, like, a set price. So they're like, hey, how much would you charge if I needed you for 2 hours for a family barbecue? And I'm like, $150.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
And they'd be like this, would you do it for $20? Like, nigga, where's your price list? Why aren't you ready for this? Like, nigga. So now I sat down and I wrote packages.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah, so when people ask me, I go, boom.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to what is it?
Second guess.
Second guess. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Second guess yourself. Because people, like, they will grab onto your unsureness. Yeah. And they're like,
They'll jump on that vulnerability.
Here, just take $150 for 2 hours. And you'd be like, you know what? Since I couldn't get my price out fast enough, sure.
I know.
Does that make sense? No, I have hundreds of times. Yeah. Not even joking, because obviously 3 years. Just mad people, and I think it took a lot of people to disrespect me when it came to pricing.
But in reality, you were disrespecting
I was disrespecting myself.
Right, and your time and your service and your talent.
Right. And I was like, you know what? Yes. Let me get this shit together. Because I was getting upset that I was getting mad that I was getting upset at them for wanting to give me a price that was comfortable to them instead of giving me my price. So
instead of you, you demanding the price.
No, I can't go that low. I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, okay, well, can you do it Wednesday? I'm like, oh. So you was just trying to save a buck or two.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's going to try and have you. Everybody. And it's about staying strong and confident and knowing that, like, no.
Exactly.
Like, and letting them go if they're not willing to pay that price. Like, I found myself at one point, like, chasing people. Right?
Me
and
too.
when I went into my ayahuasca ceremony, like, she showed me like how needy I was at one point, and it literally grossed me out. Like, I was like, ugh, like
cringy.
I was like coming from this needy energy, like, is that too expensive? Or like, do you want me to like discount it for you?
Right,
or like,
right.
is this not worth it to you? Am I not worthy? Like, it's really what it comes down to. Again, that energetic reflection of like, okay, maybe I'm not worthy because they're not willing to pay that price. Maybe I should lower it. Maybe my value isn't as what I thought it was, and maybe I should tone it down. Like, all this stuff, it's like, no, absolutely not. I found people where I'm like, okay, this is too expensive for you. Well, I hope one day it'll be in alignment for you. Have a good day. And guess what? As soon as I let them go, boom, another client comes in.
Fills that gap.
Another customer comes in, ready to pay the price, no question. And I'm like, oh, had I been wasting energy chasing that client that wasn't able to pay my price, I wouldn't have opened up the space to then attract a new client that is happy to pay that price.
Amen.
And so it's like, don't chase people. Have confidence in what you're worth, your service, your value, and the people that are in alignment with that, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's all about energetic alignment and finding those soulmate clients, finding those soulmate partners that are in alignment and energetically on the same vibration of being like, yeah, I want a service that's valued at this high because they value themselves at that level, you know?
Dinah speaks. Woo! Every time you talk, boy, it's a sermon. Message.
Yeah. And what I really understood too is that sometimes you look around in your life and you're like, well, who's going to pay this price? Like, all my friends are broke. And like, all the people in my circle are not valuing this. What I realized is that there are people that you haven't met yet that are going to change your life. There are people that you haven't met yet that are going to transform your business
100%.
and give you that up level there. And it's about being open, because if you close yourself off energetically and being like, okay, I'm only going to get my clients from this space, and I'm only going to get customers from my friend group, or I'm only going to, you know what I mean? You're closing yourself to all the opportunities that are literally ready to flow in. But you have to stay open, and you have to stay in your space of vibrating at that level of confidence, of worthiness, of value, and fun.
Yeah.
Don't forget the
power.
fun. Don't forget the fun, because it's like, if you're coming from this place of lack and neediness and unworthiness and scarcity, well, guess what kind of clients that you're going to attract?
Finicky, scarce.
Yeah. And so really coming to a place of just owning it, owning it.
Because that happened to me. To give you an example, I had a woman reach out to me because her boyfriend has opened up a shop, and I told her my amount for promo videos, and she dropped the price down $100 per video, as if it
was negotiable.
Right. So in my head, I was thinking, well, I would like this client. I wouldn't mind having this client. So I was like, yo, first video I'll do for 200 instead of 300.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to kind of like, we build, because she wanted to do a 3-month contract, 2 videos a month.
Okay.
So she just wanted, I said 300 for 1. She wanted 300 for 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at first I thought, wow, I don't want to lose this opportunity to make a couple of dollars. And I sat there and thought about it a little bit longer, and I was like, you know what? Hell no. How about this? $250.
Yeah.
So it's like, I met in the middle ground only because I felt like that was necessary to do at that point.
Right.
But I think I was coming from a place of scarcity. I didn't have any cash right then and there. So I tried to make it work where I could obviously not miss out on cash that I needed. And as soon as I told her that I couldn't do it, she said, okay. So I'll pay you your $250.
Yeah.
And obviously I haven't heard from them since. But immediately somebody else hit me. I was like, yo, I have a nonprofit event coming up. I need you for 4 hours. I was like, $100 an hour.
Perfect.
$400.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not worried about nobody no more.
Right.
I'm not worried about
Let
saving
him go.
and holding tight to someone who showed a little bit of interest in my, my expertise, my skills.
Right. Right.
It's not worth it.
Right.
Cash you have your happy.
Yeah.
Stay in your happy. I'm staying in my happy.
Yeah.
Cash ain't gonna make me leave.
Right.
Not anymore.
And I think that was an important lesson for you to learn, that because as you were in your scarcity and you were trying to hold on to an opportunity as if there weren't going to be more opportunities flowing to you.
Yep.
And once you release it and you said, you know what, I can't lower my value and my service to that price point, you received more abundance.
Yes.
And that's just like so perfect of you staying in your worth and really owning it. And I think that's such a beautiful,
So
beautiful
dope, right?
example.
I was like, all right, universe, I hear you. I know. We're getting rid of all those old like processing files, the way we process everything. Like this new outlook on life through all.
But you know what also? That woman felt your neediness. She felt that you were in need.
What do you think it was? You think I responded too fast?
Subconsciously, she doesn't even know that she picked up on that, but like we're all energetic beings, right? And our subconscious is always
she dropped it.
Subconscious is always connected to the field. And she felt it. She was like, she felt like, okay, he needs money right now, so I can probably get it at a discount. Because energetically, that's where you were vibrating from.
Got you.
And so that's why this is why your business is a spiritual motherfucking experience. Because you need to get your own energetic alignment right, because then you're gonna keep hitting those roadblocks. You're gonna keep hitting clients that can't afford you. You're gonna keep hitting people that don't want your service. You're gonna keep hitting this lack and poverty in your business. You want it to flourish. You want it to be successful. You want it to blossom into the baby that is your business. Then you need to take care of yourself. Your own being. Your first business is yourself, your energetic alignment. And another thing that I've realized too, I don't know when it was that we decided that action equals results and inaction equals unworthiness. And it's considered being lazy, but it's not. Where I feel like I'm more productive sometimes is actually just fucking relaxing. Like take a nap. Like, take a nap. Like, people don't I used to never want to take naps because I'm like, I got shit to do. But, like, when you take a nap, you release a lot of the energetic resistance that you have to your own abundance, your own success, and your own, like, spiritual flow. Yeah. And when I relax or I go, like, do yoga or, like, I just, like, go have fun or just laugh with my friends, like, you're actually like tuning into your vibration of joy and abundance and creation and fun, right? Yeah. And from that place, you allow all of the success that's already outside of you to flow into your experience. Because all the time we're stopping it. We're here, right? We're like, we're doing things, And when you're just like, let me just relax and like take a nap and relax and go to the beach and take a walk, ride my bike, whatever it is that gets you in a good feeling mood, all of a sudden you check your phone, boom, business, money, abundance, opportunities flowing in. Just from taking care of yourself, caring about how you feel in the creation mode. And I heard this the other day. I thought it was fucking amazing. It says, if you savor as you go, when you get there, it is better. And I was like, oh man, have I been savoring as I go? I don't know. I had to check in. I was like, maybe I haven't. And it'll check me real quick. Because then it's like, all of a sudden I start getting into this like stress mode of like, I gotta create, I gotta get more, I gotta do this. I'm not on time. And when you realize like, you are on time. Yeah. Whose expectations for you to get there? Why are we in a rush to get through our lives? Why are we in a rush to get through our creation of our business? Like the whole point is to enjoy the journey.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
I love me some naps.
Yeah, well, I think that I am super excited for 2020.
I am too.
For all that I am about to create, and I don't even need, and also speaking about it as if it's already happened is like a huge manifesting tool that I want to share with you guys. So sometimes we say, oh yeah, when some people say to me like, oh, I see you doing your thing, and I'd be like, I'm trying, boom, I stopped it right there. I'm trying.
I love that.
No, I'm being.
I love that. Good job.
I'm being.
Trying, just, all those words.
I'm
trash.
Radiating.
Mm-hmm.
I am embodying.
You're it.
And it's already happened. It's already achieved. It's already accomplished. In the multiverse, in other dimensions, it's already there.
I believe it.
Tap into it.
I believe it.
Allow it to come into your experience. So yeah, for me, 2020, I'm already there and done.
We there.
There's nothing more that I need to do.
Right now, so.
Like, I'm already there. It's already accomplished. It's already achieved. I'm already abundant. And it's already done. And now I can just sit back and receive the materialization of the physical aspect of it. Because on an energetic sense, like, it's been there. It's been there.
God, this road to self-improvement, it gets so lonely.
What do you mean you got me?
No, I mean, we got each other. It is great, having someone that's on the same, like, desire to grow and just become the best at best version of themselves and to help everyone along the way. Yeah. And I realize the more we surround ourselves with people we want to help, because just by their talk, just their topic of discussion, it shows you where they're at. Mm-hmm. We haven't let go of certain things, and I guess this is our job. The way we're working towards being a better version of ourselves is not to keep it to ourselves and be alone at the top. Mm-hmm.
It's to be a beacon. It's
Lighthouse.
To be a beacon. It's to be a light, and it's
real shit.
As much as I'm learning, I keep meeting other people that are learning the same lessons.
Right. Because
we're on the same vibration. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you only need to be 2 steps ahead of someone to give them some wisdom, to give them some insight, and to teach them something. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything. Right. And so for me, stepping into my role as a coach, realizing that like I have a lot to offer. I have so much to give, and really owning that and allowing myself to step into that role as a leader. So it's like, 2020 is already here. My coaching business is already thriving. If you want to know what it is to work with me, you can email me at Diana@the Urban Indigo, or get at me on Instagram @the Urban Indigo. And I have so much that's coming through me for 2020. I'm so excited to share with all of you. And especially that's with what we're going to be working on together continuously, because this is my homie ride or die for real.
Yeah, we out here.
Yeah, and let them know where they're going to find you and all of your work, Omar.
So if you want to keep up with all my projects, you can follow me at Black Wolf Media, and the A is a V. And also Photos by Black Wolf if you want to keep up with my photography. But other than that, the Rock Tribe is also a nonprofit organization that I created 2 years back. And we have a clothes drive / food drive this Sunday, the December 29th. And we will keep having those.
In San Diego.
In San Diego.
Yeah.
So tune in. The Rock Tribe, THERAOK Tribe.
Awesome. Such beautiful work you guys are doing.
For you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys were able to get some value and really take a second to enjoy the journey. Enjoy being here. Embrace all that you already are. Everything that you are seeking is inside of yourself. Yeah. And I look forward to catching up with you guys in 2020.
Appreciate y'all. Happy New Year.
Take care, y'all.
Yay! Oh, sorry.
Woo! Okay. You're looking like here into this light.
All right.
Yeah.
Did I look over there like, am I doing it?